Taurus, greetings, my Taurus people. Welcome. Welcome to all my beautiful Taurus people. Welcome to my channel. For those of you joining me for the very first time, thank you. I appreciate your being here today, and I know that you're going to receive some very important and influential messages to carry forward with you this week as you go about your days. And for those of you returning Taurus, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your presence here and your energetic support as being part of the tribe over here. All right, so we are about to do a general weekly reading for those with the sun sign of Taurus. If you find, Taurus, that these messages do not resonate with you, do not panic. What you'll need to do is subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when your message drops, you know about it right away. Okay? All right, Spirit, let's get some messages on the board for my lovely Taurus people who want to know how to best navigate their week. In Spirit, we're going to show them how to do so as a Taurus, how to best turn things to their advantage, and we're going to warn them about anything they need to be warned about. So as they go about their week, there's no huge surprises that take them unawares. Okay? All right, Taurus, let's get some messages on the board for you. Interesting. All right. And let's get some clarifiers for these messages, Spirit. You know, it's funny, I see some similarities here to the Gemini reading. So if you have close involvement with a Gemini, that may be something that takes up some time for you this week, okay? Something you want to be aware of, all right? All right, our first message, Taurus, comes by way of the Empress in the reverse, followed by the Two of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. All right. So Taurus, this Empress in the reverse being clarified by the expectation card in the Kipper deck. So I am seeing here for you, especially those of you, I'm seeing a couple of messages. First of all, those of you single Taurus who, male or female, you're either dating or you have a relationship going with someone, there is an expectation here. Like, it's kind of like a feeling of, I've been waiting for this person to really step up to the plate and do what is expected of them. All right. So this expectation feels like it's been going on for some time, and you have just been waiting for this person to do what it is either that they promised or what it is that you feel they should know is expected of them in this situation. And they are showing up as the Empress in the reverse, whether they are male or female. And this is a person who, as the Empress in reverse, doesn't really, okay, let me say it like this. The Empress in reverse puts on the face of, yes, I'm here, and yes, I'm going to do what's expected of me, and yes, I am going to step up to the plate in grand style. However, in the background, the Empress in the reverse has no interest in meeting your expectations. They are focused squarely on their own, Taurus. And that is something that you're going to have to understand. No matter how nice, congenial, agreeable this person appears to be, they have their own agenda. And right now, because what's showing me that your agendas differ from the Empress in reverse is the fact that you're sitting in expectation. If the agenda were the same, this person would have already stepped up long ago. But because they have a different agenda, which, by the way, they're pretty damn good at hiding, they're not stepping up to that plate. And I don't see where they will. The only way this person actually is going to step up to the plate in the way you expect is if somehow their agenda changes and it makes sense to them as to why they would move according to the way you expect them to move. But they have their own agenda. It is hidden. I don't expect that they'll share that with you. And I see that they're skilled at keeping that agenda to themselves. Those of you who are married or in committed relationships of that ilk, this Empress in the reverse, again, male or female, we're talking about the energy of the Empress in reverse. And there's some expectations that you have in the household, especially I'm just seeing like a honey-do list, number one, or something that you expect of your mate that has not been met by your mate. And so you sit in expectation of it. And it feels very much, my married Taurus, like maybe you've spoken on it in the past with your mate. However, now you sit silently. You're not going to speak about it again. They know, they should know, and they should understand that I expect this and I am waiting, and your person is not acting in that way. And I see a very stubborn approach here on the part of your person, which lets me know if you haven't had some kind of squabble over this in the past, it would surprise me, because in their mind, they're like, this has been settled. I'm not doing it. I'm not showing up in that way. I'm not performing that task. I'm not about that. And so, again, I don't know how, let me put it like this, Taurus. You can carry this expectation forward. It's not serving you to be in a state of expectancy over this. I see that another approach is needed. Okay? I'm going to leave that right there. We're going to go on to the Two of Wands in the reverse, and it is being clarified by the False Person card in the Kipper deck. So, with this Two of Wands in the reverse, I'm seeing people around you who are not exemplifying, or, I mean, this feels very much like this Empress in reverse that we were just talking about, but it's actually a different situation. So as I say it, it may sound like I'm talking about this person, but I'm talking about someone else. I just want to put that out there. There's someone in your environment, and this may be in your work environment, but it's also could be someone in your social circle who is not, they're not genuine. They're not real. They don't share your vision of things, and they actually are a person that engages in gossip and backbiting when it comes to you. Okay. As you can see, you cannot see her mouth. And that's because you, Taurus, are not aware of the fact that this false person has been saying many things about you that are not positive. And they have a lot to say when you're not around. They have a lot to say just outside of your view. And they're not your friend, Taurus, but you may be leaning towards them as a friend. Okay. And so this false person has a bit of jealousy in regards to you. All right. And they are definitely a person who feels like they're in competition with you. It feels very much like, I don't know, like there are people that are haters, low key haters that are in competition with us, although we don't even know there's a competition going on. Like we're not competing with them, but they have taken it upon themselves to compete with us. And you may not even be aware until much later on down the line that there's even a competition going on. It's really freaking ridiculous and not something that you can clearly understand unless you share the mindset of a hater, okay? But this person looks at what you have or what it appears that you have as far as they're concerned, and they have jealousy towards you. But when they show up in front of you, man, they appear to be a person who's friendly and nice and on your side and your friend. Okay. Now, in the workplace, this would be someone who, if you have, for you Tauruses, who may have in the workspace put forward an idea that you would like to see adopted by your team, by your company, by your organization. You've put that forward, and this is something that you're working on. This person sits in the background working against you to see that either your idea is not adopted by the team, the company, the organization, or if it has already been adopted, they are that person in the background backbiting, going to those in charge, in, diminishing the results. So say you put forth a sales objective and your team picked it up, and this person, once the results of sales come in, they would be going to those in charge and saying, well, this was supposed to be something that gave us XYZ number of sales, and this is falling way short. And they are purposely trying to sabotage you in that regard. Really make others see your idea as less than worthy and something. They don't want you to receive that full credit for that. They feel very threatened by you in the work environment. Okay. All right, so our next message comes by way of the Five of Swords, which we know is backbiting. There's lots of backbiting going on this week, Taurus. My goodness. This Great Fortune card in the Kipper deck is actually clarifying it, which is actually, to use the word actually again, that's a positive card. Like, that is talking about success in prosperity and financially, and being able to see something come in a grand way. So really what this Five of Swords is talking about, because that is not a positive card, as it's linked up with this Great Fortune card, Taurus, there's an opportunity this week for you to bring in a great success, whether it's like a project, whether it's something in your own business, whether just something that brings in great prosperity and success for you. There's definitely either a way to wrap it up or to kick it off this week, right? Um, and with all this backbiting going on around you, unfortunately, to get this to where it needs to be, which is in your pocket, you're going to have to engage in that fight. You're going to have to deal with the backbiters. You're going to have to directly get in there and get down in the dirt and get dirty yourself. Okay? And you're going to have to put some of these people in their place, which is squarely behind you. All right? So this is not a clean fight. This is not a happy fight. And you will get dirty in this fight. But if you can play this game, then what it is that you seek in the way of this incoming prosperity can be yours. All right. Ideally, of course, we always want that to be something happy. You know, we want to come up with some idea and kick it out there. Everybody loves it, and we go forward and we have a happy life. But in business, as in other areas of life, all's fair in love and war. And in this case, we're talking about war. And so you got to get down on some of these, well, you know, it's not politically correct to say get down on their level and fight their fight out. But you definitely got to beat them at their own fight, okay? You got to get dirty. You got to get down on their level, politically correct or not. That's, of course, your personal choice, but that's what Spirit is saying here. It's going to take. See them eye to eye for who they freaking are and fight from there. Okay? Don't try to do it from the whole moral high grounds, because your fight will not, you won't be successful in that fight. You have to, sometimes you got to wallow with the pigs, all right? And then you get up and you take a shower and you're good. But anyways, this week is closing out in many ways an important cycle for you energetically. You will see the results of that in coming weeks as to what exactly energetically you're closing out. But just know that because it is a closeout week, this whole tough energy of this won't hang around forever. This isn't the way forward forever. This is just, you got to get through this cycle in order to move on to something else, something new energetically. All right, Taurus, I hope these messages have been helpful. And if they have, please go ahead right now, mash that subscribe button for me. And when you do so, know that I'll see you in the next message. Bye, Taurus.